Hi everyone, welcome to the latest edition of Safety is Our Main Drive. It's been a few months since we've sent you a safety video, so we look forward to sending you one today with some important information. Before we get started, we need to announce the 5 winners from our last video who correctly sent us the secret phrase shared in that video. They each won a $50 Target gift card. The winners are John King, Faustino Perez, Doug Bayer, Jose Ruiz, and Sean Wilson. Congrats guys, and everyone stay tuned to this video and we will share another secret phrase and you can text me your answer. Okay, let's get started. Today we want to talk about something that you do many times as a truck driver. It's something that gives a safety director nightmares. It's something that you can do 999 times out of 1,000 without incident, but it's that one time out of 1,000 that can cause many problems. Pulling away from a loading dock is something a driver does several times during his shift. It's an action that seems simple enough, but when things go wrong, it can have fatal results. When your truck or trailer is backed in at a loading dock, a partnership exists between you, the truck driver, and the workers in the warehouse to keep everyone safe. However, the second you pull away from the loading dock, that partnership ends and it becomes your responsibility to make sure it is safe to do so. It's your truck, your trailer, your responsibility. Today we are going to walk through 4 different scenarios that often take place when a driver is getting ready to pull away from the loading dock and talk about some important dock departure procedures.
In this first scene, you will see our driver is on the dock, observing his trailer being loaded. As sometimes will happen, a miscommunication takes place between our driver and the forklift driver. Our driver thought the forklift driver was finished loading, when actually the forklift driver has one last pallet to place on the back of the trailer. Since our driver did not follow proper dock departure procedures, as he started to pull away from the dock, he didn't realize the forklift driver was approaching the dock plate to load one last pallet. If the forklift were to fall to the ground, it would most likely tip over and crush the forklift driver.
So what could the driver have done differently in this situation to avoid this from happening, you might ask? We are all human. Mistakes happen, especially miscommunication. So in case of a miscommunication, there are steps the truck driver can take to reduce the risk of the forklift driver entering the trailer when he shouldn't. First of all, the truck driver can make sure the dock plate is lifted off the back of the trailer. Oftentimes, the driver will pull away and just let the dock plate or leveler slam down. If it is lifted off the back of the trailer and a forklift driver approaches to load a pallet, he obviously cannot do so without replacing it, and chances are the truck will be moving by then. Not to mention, letting a dock plate slam down can be dangerous if someone is standing nearby. Next, before pulling away from the dock and after removing the dock plate, there are other steps the truck driver can take. For example, he can secure a safety chain if there is one, and he can close the dock door if allowed to do so. Now, I realize every loading dock is different, and different customers have different rules. For example, some customers might not allow the truck drivers to operate dock levelers or close the doors, and only their employees can do so. However, the truck driver should do whatever possible or whatever is allowed to help reduce accidents if a miscommunication takes place. Lastly, in this scenario, the final step for the truck driver to take is to walk back to the rear of his trailer and make sure it is safe to pull away. He should visually inspect for himself that it is all clear and safe to pull away. Once again, I know each dock is different. Some you can see very easily that all is well. Others, the driver might need to reach up and feel to make sure his door is closed as well as the dock door. The point should be very clear. Never assume. Take whatever steps and precautions necessary to ensure the safety of everyone involved. Lives depend on it. Let's now look at another scenario. As we mentioned, not every dock is the same. Some customers don't allow the truck driver to go out in the warehouse and observe the trailer being loaded. The driver is asked to wait in a driver waiting area and never even sees the dock or trailer. He is notified by dock personnel that they are ready to go and never get to take the steps we mentioned earlier. However, they can still take one very important step. They can and should walk back to the rear of the trailer and make sure it is okay to pull away. Again, this might take a little more effort depending on the loading dock. but a little effort goes a long way in keeping people safe. Here's another scenario. While being loaded, the truck driver is asked to wait in his cab. He is later notified by text that his load is ready. What should he do? Should he trust the text and start up the truck and pull away? Or take the safer approach and get out and look? Of course, the correct answer is to get out and look for himself. You just never know. Maybe the dock people were confused and gave him incorrect information. Maybe there is still someone in the back of the trailer loading it up. The only way to know for sure is to get out and look and make sure it is safe to pull away. I share these different scenarios with you today, so hopefully you can learn from other people's mistakes. Unfortunately, over the 37 years in business here at RJR Transportation, we have had some mishaps. We actually have had a couple of forklifts come off the back of trailers. We've had drivers pull away with the dock door still open and the dock plate still on the back of the trailer. We even had an incident where a driver pulled away with someone still in the back of the trailer who went for an unexpected ride down the street. Thank goodness no one was ever injured or worse in these incidents. One last scenario. Many loading docks utilize a hook type system that hooks onto the ICC bumper on the trailer. This is used with a green light, red light system that informs the driver when it is safe to pull away. This system can work well if it is working correctly. Again, never assume. We actually had an incident occur recently where the light was green, however the system wasn't working correctly and our driver didn't get out and look and double check and pulled away with the hook still attached, and it ripped the ICC bumper off the trailer. Again, you should never assume it is okay. One last comment on this subject. I realize we've spent the entire time talking about do's and don'ts for our tractor-trailer drivers as they pull away from the loading dock. These same procedures and precautions should exist for our box truck drivers as well. I know forklifts don't go on the back of our box trucks, but a lot of things can go wrong in a hurry if we don't follow these same procedures. Loading doors should be closed, the dock plate should be lifted. There are always people around the back and rear of a box truck when it pulls away. We just need to be careful there as well. Okay, let's summarize what we've been discussing in our video today. Pulling away from the dock can be a dangerous part of your job for everyone involved. As a professional truck driver, it is your responsibility to take precautions to reduce the risk of something going wrong. Do the right thing, don't ever assume, get out and look every time. The one time you don't is the time something could go wrong in a hurry. So that's our message for today. I hope you will take it to heart and change your habits if needed so to make everyone safer around you. Before we sign off, we need to share the secret phrase for this video. After the video ends, text me with the secret phrase for a chance to win a $50 Target gift card. The secret phrase is, you guessed it, get out and look. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time on Safety is Our Main Drive. Lives depend on it. That was good.